Hey guys, welcome back to Benos Esther Malka's channel. If you've been following me till now, give this video a thumbs up because we are in the middle, actually towards the end, of our journey through phonics. In this video, which I'm just going to give you a warning, pause this video now, get a pen and a paper, because we are going to cover 3 heavy-duty topics. The first is kind of discussing irregular blends and our approach to it. So we're talking about IGHT, I-G-H-T, 8, E-I-G-H-T, so all those kind of funny sounds. The second topic is irregular words, or some people call it sight words. I kind of stay away from that, but irregular words. And the third one is what to do when you're finished with phonics. Because guess what? Phonics is just the key. Once you open the door, there is a whole world of language waiting for your kids to discover. So give this video a thumbs up, press pause right now, and replay when you're ready. So, but the first topic is, complex sounds, like I said, ite and ate. And I've tried, kind of some fun things, and we do encourage games, which check out next week's video because we have a ton of games that will help you guys kind of review phonics at the older child level. But anyway, while the games are fun, what I personally found to lead, when I look at success, there's the short term and the long term. And for me personally, what led to the long-term success was word lists. I know it's not fun, and generally I sit with my students for 10 minutes, so we're not talking about why their life is over because they did traditional work, but it works. I can't explain it. I'll present the word E-I-G-H-T, and then we'll kind of discuss words and sounds, make a list of about, like I said, 20, 30, 40 words depending on the group, and you know what? I'll come back, I'll reread their spelling, their writing, and more or less they're getting it right. So if it works, it works. So again, irregular sounds, I kind of present the topic or the sound, which is, let's say, E-I-G-H-T, and then they'll spell words like ate and wait. And it's really quick. We may use some sand, we may use some, sand for the writing, we may use a fun game like Scrabble, or like I said, more in next week's video. And it's really so simple, but it's really about developing the patterns in the brains and telling the kids, this is something new, here's how you get the patterns, and that's really all we do. Now for the next topic, irregular words. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the difference between a sight word and phonics. A sight word is really or should be an irregular word. For example, you take the word name, and you could sound it out, name. Totally makes sense. Then you take a word like could, and if you sound it out, you'll get the word cowled. Spell it and you'll see. So an irregular word is a word that has no phonics whatsoever. So here's our approach. I generally don't teach irregular words because I don't really feel the need to. What I do instead is when a child submits a writing to me, because every child's different, I'll actually edit, like a normal teacher. I'm a teacher. I edit my child's work. So simple, so much fun. When I edit a child's work, I will actually look back at their work and see, oh, these irregular words are spelled right, so nothing to correct. Or I might see, ooh, this irregular word, not spelled correct. So that brings me to our strategy. The first part of the strategy is I have the child write it. They have their spelling notebooks, and they'll write the word, let's say in this case, I'm going to show you, we have the word whose. So they would write in the notebook W-H-O-S-E, and then they will put it on an index card. Now, rule of thumb, depending on the child, if they have it, most of them don't, I generally write down between 3 to 5 irregular words on an index card. Now, they have these little containers, really little containers, get them at the Dollar Tree, of irregular words. And literally, depending on the child, once or twice a day, they'll kind of look through their irregular words, whose, we have wood over here, we have mother, And we have people. That's it. So look at their irregular words. And by the end of the week, like I said, between 3 and 5, we have 4 days, so they'll have maybe 20 words in here. And because they're going through it every day, by the end of the week, I find they personally know their irregular words. And in which case, I'll kind of go through them quickly with the child. And by the end of the night or the week, we'll just take them out and they'll be left with 1 or 2 irregular words, which again, we'll repeat the process week by week. With irregular words, they don't make sense. I know the kids don't like it, but this process takes 2 minutes a day. 2 minutes a day, no more than 5 words a day. You review it, boom, by the end of the week, the kids know it. And reality is, at this point in their education, your kids are most likely reading books. They're writing, they're spelling. And again, next week's video, if you play games with them, they're learning from you. So what I'm finding is that the more we use this strategy while building on phonics, they have less and less irregular words. So this is just our strategy. Give it a thumbs up if you found this helpful. And the last thing is, you went through the phonics, you're doing your own thing, and it is working so well. But you know what? At most, I find this journey lasts 1 year, maybe 2. And you're like, well, learning doesn't stop. Reading and writing doesn't stop. What's next? So I'll tell you what I do. I find that beginning and ending sounds, while phonetically it's over, it's not over. Now, what does that mean? And I'll tell you what that means. While the phonics version of beginning and ending sounds is over, which we'll all agree at some point it's over, I open a new door of prefixes and suffixes. For example, the other week I taught my students the word dis. D-I-S means without. So we went through, like I said, I present the prefix, D-I-S, and they present the endings. So we had dislike, distance, discover. And by the time we were done, we were still, in my mind, reviewing phonics, but we're taking it to a whole new level with words that were so much bigger. And let me tell you, this is not the end. This was the goal. The goal was, when my students are reading books, they're reading books like, these words are too hard for me. And I'll look at it and I'll be like, you're right, it is. But look at that word. Knowing your prefix and suffix that we learned, and combining that, because they're great at context clues, combining that with context clues, they're like, oh, of course I know the meaning. And that is what we want from our students. So while your actual phonics journey is over, don't let it be over. I'm telling you, go to a dictionary, open up the front, you'll find words of prefixes and suffixes. Go to a Google and Google. If you've done all of those prefixes and suffixes, hey, take out a medical journal and pick some random fun ones. But you can always find a prefix and a suffix that you may not have realized. Teach the child a prefix or suffix, teach them what it means, and if you continue this through the end of 12th grade, you will be blown away by the level your child can open up any book and not only read it, because you know what, some kids can read, but they can read it well and they can understand it. Now, while this segment of reading, writing, and phonics is coming to a close, I would like to leave you off with a few things. Number one, this is not the last video, so don't forget to like and subscribe, because next week I'm going to give you guys a bunch of games for older students. Because you know what? Playing with the toys and, bringing in the dolls, those are fun. And I still have fun with it, with my new students. So as an adult, I enjoy it. But even my students are now becoming teenagers. So don't worry. Next week, I got higher level games. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And as you can see, YouTube has turned off my comments. I don't know why, but they did. Anyway, I would like to do more series here. If you enjoyed this series, please head over to my Instagram account and let me know what you want to see on the next video, because you know what? I have series ideas in mind, but I really want to do something that will benefit you guys today and now. So thank you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you all next week. Bye.